Hello children! Yeah! This guy! Cool! What in the f*** does he have to talk about today? Well, today's topic is the one I actually wanted to talk to you guys about for a really long while. And it is a school story! I was reflecting, as I often do, and I was thinking about when I was about to leave
secondary school
in 2015 it must have been, and I was trying to put myself back in my headspace back then. In case you didn't notice, I am wearing my school blazer right now. You can't tell because of the probably angle we're using to get me in the mood. In any case, I remembered a story, and the moment I remembered the story, I kind of dawned on it and I thought about it a little bit. And when I looked at it with hindsight, I was like, holy shit, I need to talk to you guys. I need to get on camera right now and tell you guys. So I've wanted to do this episode for about a week now because I don't think anybody really spoke about it afterwards, but it was such a weird experience. And so today I'm going to talk to you about the time that a wizard hijacked my science class. It's not as clickbaity as you think it is. Science was such a tedious subject. You know, every week it was a different thing, but it was the same, very formulaic subject. So you can imagine the shock I had when one day we went into the science class and we got to science and we had to wait outside the door, because in British schools, if the teacher's not there, you're not allowed straight in, especially not if you're in the younger groups. Sometimes they'll even lock the door, so that's that. In this one case, we went to science and the door was locked, and we had to wait for like 10 to 15 minutes, and we were like, I wonder where the teacher is, And I left to go to the office and ask them, hey, where's Mr. And they were like, Mr. was ill, he's not in today, you should have a cover teacher. So I was like, okay, well it's been 15 minutes and they're still not here. And they were just like, we'll wait an extra 10 minutes and see what happens and then come get us. And we're like, okay, cool. Extra 7 minutes go by. That's about a good, at least a fourth of your lesson. Just gone, you know. Just 7 minutes later, so 25 minutes. This guy comes in, and we'd never seen this guy before. And of course he was in a blazer, and he had hair kind of like Martin Short in A Simple Wish. He had kind of long flowing hair. Looked like a quirky dude, but I was like, alright, this is our cover teacher. We went in and we sat down. We had no clue what to expect. Oh boy. I mean, we sat in our usual places and we were just like, okay, that's, you know, cover teacher. We can do what we like, because that's what cover teachers were like in secondary school. You're like, when you have a cover teacher in secondary school, you're pretty much like Faramir.
You have no power here.
You kind of like that, you know, where you're just like, haha, you have no context to any of us. We could be anything. Let's change names. Let's swear at you. I know. Now, important note, I never did any of that. But that's what they were like as a whole. Listen to science class, kids. This guy puts his bag on the teacher's desk, goes over to the whiteboard, and he does this. He goes,
everybody please sit down, thank you very much.
And the whole class, you could hear a pin drop. We were like 16 going on 17, some of us, and we were just like, what the fuck? And so yeah, he just did this really weird voice, and I think people didn't know what to think. People were just kind of like, they felt really uncomfortable and awkward. I think some people must have thought the dude was disabled, and some people must have thought that he was genuinely from another country and they were too scared to ask. And everyone was silent. That guy was smart. He knew how to control the room. I guess he'd done some cover teaching before, so he was like, I'm gonna have this class in control. So he was like, today we are going to look at our books and carry on. The dude was white, by the way. He was pale white. You know, he looked like Martin Short. Everyone was like, okay. And they were all like sniggering at everything he was saying, even though he was talking completely normally. And I was kind of one of the silent ones. I was in shock and I was in awe at what this guy was saying, because I got it. I knew exactly what he was doing right away. Like the moment he spoke, I was like, oh, he's doing that. He was doing an impression of HiJaCkEd, the foreign man. And for those of you that don't know, HiJaCkEd was a character by performance artist Andy Kaufman in the late 70s and early 80s. So this guy, this cover teacher was like, I'm gonna go into a room of 16-year-olds and I'm going to play a character from like an early 80s comedian.
So tell me, Latka, what's been new in your life?
Oh, what's new?
Yeah.
Well, this morning I heard a very good joke from my cousin Bashi.
Oh, from Baji. Oh, well, let's hear it. I love a good joke.
Okay. Di banito si vede cascia bolle che si pidi con le vite. Ho massato le vicine botte che ne va. Tema tutti bilico. Tema da medico. Non facciate bottega, bello così.
Nobody's gonna get that when your students are 16. The fact that I got it is because I'm weird. But immediately I got exactly what he was doing, and I was laughing harder than everyone else. And at this point, everyone was like, Logan, shh, don't be rude and insensitive. And I was just looking at the guy in the eye, and I was like, man, I know what you're doing. So the science just wasn't happening, clearly. And there was one point where I went to go to the toilet, and I was like, this is my chance. This is my chance to find out for real. And I was like, sir, can I go to the toilet? And he was like, yes. I was like, can I go to the toilet, please? Piss, wee. And he's like, oh, yes, sure. So I got up to go to the toilet. And just before I left the science classroom door, I turned around and I was like, yo, dude. He's like, It's like, have you ever seen this 1980s sitcom called Taxi? And he looked at me for a second and he froze. All the blood drained from his face. He got pale white, like, oh shit, this kid just figured me out. And he was silent for like 5 seconds. And the rest of the class were like, wait, what? Huh? And he just went, Latka? And I went, yes, my man, Latka, I get what he's doing. I turned to everyone and I'm like, I know what he's doing. And he goes,
Latka, yes, he is my hero.
And I was like, so I went for my piss. When I came back, he was talking in a normal voice. I had no clue what happened, but he was talking in his normal voice. So I was like, oh crap, I kind of figured it out for this guy. I exposed him. You know, I was like, oh no, I'm so boring. But by the time I got back, the science lesson had actually started, and he was talking like,
hi, my name's Jim, blah, 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 blah.
And he was supervising the students. And he came back and approached me, and he was like,
boy, how do you know about Andy Kaufman?
I explained, I know about Andy Kaufman from Jim Carrey's Man on the Moon film, and I found him fascinating. I've read books about the guy. He's like,
yeah, Taxi's great, isn't it?
and I was like, yeah, Taxi's great. So immediately, he went from weird guy I'd never seen before to, in my books, pretty cool dude. So we spoke about Andy Kaufman for a bit, and then I was just like, well, why are you doing that? Why are you here? Who are you? And he sat by me and he was like,
yeah, my name's Phil. I'm just going to be a teacher today just because I feel like it. I do magic in my spare time. I'm a magician.
And we were just like, buddy, what? And he explains to us that he's actually a magician. He's not a teacher at all, he's a magician, he does magic. And I clocked on. I looked at his uniform and I looked at the bag on the desk. I looked at him and how he was like presenting himself and carrying himself, and I was like, oh no, he's not joking. This guy's actually a magician who's looking at the teacher's like teaching manual that teachers have and doing a class. And I was just like, I was gone. I was like, this guy is so fascinating. Whatever science we were doing, it doesn't matter. I want to hear about this guy's entire life. He comes into a room of teenagers as Latka Gravis and then tells us he's a magician. And I was like, oh, okay. I couldn't believe it was happening. It didn't feel real to me. Like, it was so weird. I think everyone just checked out and they was like, okay, alright, whatever. And then by the time the lesson ended, we all got up to go to our next lesson, our next period. Mine was drama, I think. This guy, he went out quickly. He was like, yeah, it's a pleasure teaching you all. And he rushed out the door before we could. He was like, okay, you guys can go. And he ran. He like essentially ran. And I never saw him again. Or heard about him again. Or like, Dude wasn't teaching another class, he just left the school. So I was just like, well, it just happened. It was like a dream almost. And now I reflect on it. Who the hell was this guy? You know, I doubt he was a real, like, cover teacher if we never saw him again and he just left. What if he just snuck onto the school and just went into this class and what if he was like making up on the spot as much as we were, and why wasn't he doing magic somewhere? Like, that doesn't just happen. When you have a cover teacher, they'll come in for like a day or two and you can tell they're a qualified teacher just transferring and doing it as a favour, or like a friend from a teaching committee. You can tell that they're at least trained and they're serious and they know how this kind of dog and pony show works. This guy was just doing anything and he stood out in comparison to anybody else at the school, and then he quickly left and was never heard from or saw again. So I don't know if he was actually supposed to be there, and I know for a fact he wasn't a teacher, but man, did he have that 40 minutes, and man, did he make the most of it. And the fact that I'm remembering it 3 years later, one 40-minute session, proves the kind of impact that guy left. But yeah, we were telling him to do some magic and he was like,
I got some in my bag, I'm not going to though, because you guys haven't deserved it.
yeah, well, alright mate. But the whole point is, this guy just came in, told us he was a magician, did old TV characters, and quickly left, and was never heard from again. And I don't remember any science from school. I certainly don't remember that lesson. But you can better believe it when I say that I remember the time a frickin' magician came in and hijacked our class and then bounced. Because that doesn't happen every day. But yeah, no, I just remembered that the other day and was like, you guys needed to know. So tell me if you guys like this. Tell me in the comments below, or give this video a thumbs up or whatever. Tell me if you like me talking about my time at school, because I have a bunch of school stories that I can tell you guys that I kind of want to do, and if it makes a fun series, I'll do more. You know, this is just something I really wanted to say and wanted to talk about, and I figured the vlog style would be the best way to do it in. So yeah, if you have any weird stories that happened in school that was certainly not normal or probably legal, comment below, let me know. And as always, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.